Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another good evening that we are going to have a political conversation, and it's about the US ambassador in Kenya, Margaret Whitman, when he was in Eldoret today in the conference of devolution. There are some words that the ambassador has said which have actually caused a political uproar from the side of Azimio. Because the American ambassador, when he was at that congregation where devolution conference was being done, he said that August 2022 presidential election or elections were actually done fair, free, and the most ever credible election that Kenya had ever done. And this has actually caused a lot of havoc to the Azimio fraternity. Because Azimio fraternity, they believe that their election was stolen. But the US ambassador has actually come out and has told the Kenyans that the August 2022 election was very fair, was the most democratic election that has ever been done in Kenya. And he has said that the international community and the local community both accepted the election as the most credible election that Kenya ever had. And even the Supreme Court of the Republic upheld that election. And that actually has made the members of the opposition to come out strongly to condemn the US ambassador by actually involving herself in the Kenyan politics. And they have told the US ambassador to keep off Kenyan politics. And now, before we continue, I want you to hear what the US ambassador had to say in the conference. Please listen to this carefully.
Let's zoom in on how I'm talking about why Kenya should be everyone's destination in Africa. Kenya is the most stable democracy in Africa. Kenya is the gateway to the East African market of almost 500 million consumers. Kenya is the regional logistics hub. Kenya is the leading regional financial hub. And Kenya, with its Silicon Savannah and super smart engineers, is the region's ICT hub. Kenya is a leading destination for foreign direct investment and venture capital. And Kenya has a young, educated, entrepreneurial, and English-speaking workforce. Kenya generates, as I said, over 93% of its energy from renewable sources. And Kenya's largest export market is the United States. Let me repeat, Kenya's largest export is the United States, and we feel Kenya is ready for liftoff as it diversifies. Let me unpack a couple of these areas. Democracy. I arrived in Kenya days before the August 22 general elections. What I witnessed was nothing short of remarkable. Kenya held what many analysts and commentators say was the freest, fairest, and most credible election in Kenyan history. The elections were observed by international and local election organizations, and the results were upheld by the Kenyan Supreme Court, and power was transferred orderly and peacefully at the time.
After listening to that, the Azimio fraternity senators came out gun blessing, and this is what they had to tell the US Ambassador Margaret Whitman. Listen and hear what the senators from the Azimio side, what they had to tell the US ambassador. Please listen to this carefully.
We believe that our electoral system is fundamentally flawed and dysfunctional. We believe that our people are being taxed to poverty and death. We believe that corruption threatens the security and prosperity of our nation. It is for these reasons that we have agreed to the establishment of the National Dialogue Committee. As long as Kenyans are talking, we expect our foreign friends, and especially the United States of America, to be sensitive, mature, and to avoid making comments that are likely to erode the little trust that we are building for the sake of our motherland.
I think it is too insensitive for the U.S. ambassador to talk about democracy in Kenya when this regime has actually criminalized legitimate rights of the Kenyan people to demonstrate, to picket, and to assemble. This is a right enshrined in the Constitution, and it is even borrowed from the American Constitution. And I really felt hurt when the U.S. ambassador is dancing and praising democracy in Kenya when such rights are being criminalized and described as destruction of property and rioting and all sorts of descriptions which just prove that the current regime is actually slowly taking this country into a dictatorship.
The comments of the U.S. ambassador are prejudicial to the ongoing national dialogue discussions. The national dialogue discussions are premised on the three things that she spoke about in a very insensitive manner. One was on electoral justice. Two was on the burden that has been visited upon Kenyans by the Finance Act 2023. And three is on corruption, which is an existential threat to the well-being and future of this country. The Azimio team that has gone for negotiations has got instructions that those three issues should be on the table. And I know that once both houses of parliament pass the relevant motions, the next step will be to agree and to frame the agenda items. We would not wish our foreign friends and our foreign partners to get involved in those domestic conversations.
After listening to that, what did you have to say? Was the US ambassador okay? Or was it acceptable for her to involve herself in the Kenyan politics? Or do you feel that what he did was wrong and he must leave Kenyan politics to the Kenyans? Please, I could like you to drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Always remember to smash the bell button. And on top of that, always share our videos, give our videos a like. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I tell you thank you so much. May God bless you abundantly because you always give us this aspiration or inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of analysis. And with that, I say thank you and goodbye.